Let's see. Oh, underground stream counts. So essentially, numbers came in. I don't know who calculated this, but there were some surprises on stream counts for the last year. We had one for all the mainstream rappers where Yeat came in surprisingly at like top 25, top 50 most stream artists like in the world. Basically, it was in the kabillions, alongside like Drake, NBA YoungBoy, Lil Uzi, Playboi Carti, Trippie Redd, etc., etc. Even like beating Adele. Granted, he, you know how it is. He dropped music way more often. However, there was an underground one that I wanted to check the numbers, and I don't think this shit is right. Autumn as the most streamed underground rapper year to date. 220 million streams? No way that could be right. I'm not trying to be a hater. I like some of Autumn's music, especially the more recent shit where people just be hating because he doesn't have like, I feel like people picked a side with Summers and Autumn. They picked the Summers side because he's more street. I don't know. He's more true to the underground sound, whereas Autumn's like more popish, which can be a good thing. And if these numbers are legit, then yeah, that was a good thing. Anyway, coming at number 2 is 215 million with Destroy Lonely, which I do believe actually, because No Stylist blew up. He dropped an album that has been wildly successful. It was on Billboard, right? Number 91 or something. So how, if Autumn dropped, I think like 2 projects this year, Antagonist, and then something 3, or it had a G in it, Golden Child Part 3. How they were like 2 EPs and it didn't even come close to the success of Destroy Lonely. So how the fuck did it stream more? And then I start looking into the numbers. Autumn on Spotify, the numbers just ain't adding up. And maybe I'm doing the math wrong, but how the hell is he getting 220 million streams if most of the songs that he's released in the past year aren't cracking like even a mil? 2 mil, okay. A mil, 3 mil, 3. This, okay, One Way got 27 mil. Okay, so maybe that's what it was. One Way was a TikTok song that started blowing up, I believe, the beginning of 2022. So this is all platforms too. So 27 mil times, let's say 3 for Apple Music and YouTube. That still doesn't necessarily equate to 200 mil. So I'm still on the side of this ain't adding up, y'all. It actually One Way dropped in 2021, it's saying. So somebody's lying. And then I checked his YouTube too. The numbers ain't adding up. It's cap. It gotta be cap. It gotta be cap. I wouldn't be surprised. You know those little leaked XXL freshman lists before they release, like before the actual one releases? And I always say, like, all these random ass artists on there, this ain't even a fake, this ain't even a leak, it's a fake one. And it's probably produced by the label or the artist label, and putting them on there associated with all these bigger artists that are expected to be on the XXL freshman so that it makes them look good. It's almost like first week sales. That's why a lot of these labels be paying and inflating the numbers on their first week sales, because they know that they can market the fuck out of it. If they sell, like, say, you know, when Yeat did 34K, they knew like, we got to spread this on rap, we got to spread this on World Star, on academics. Like, this is a huge marketing point where Yeat's outselling mainstream rappers. So with Autumn, like, I wouldn't be surprised if his labels had something to do with these numbers. But anyway, Destroy Lonely, 215 mil. Let's actually check those. Let's make sure that his numbers are legitimate too on all platforms. Yeah, look at this. So this makes sense. This makes sense, y'all. No Stylist, 27 mil. Bane is actually an old song, but I can imagine, since it's still popular on his Spotify page, that it's getting a decent amount of numbers. Veteran, Jet Lag, so these are all on No Stylist. Never Ever was on No Stylist, whatever. Deluxe or whatever it's called, Ultra. So he's getting big numbers. And then if you add YouTube, maybe the streaming numbers, do they calculate with TikTok? Or maybe it's on radio or something, because I'm missing out. on some of these calculations. Anyway, let's see who else is on it. Jace, impressive, 166 mil, because he's had a few songs that have gone viral. Can 165 mil. Is that true? 165 mil? I guess he just dropped Way Too Geeked. How are those doing? Woke Up. But that's an older song that dropped in like 2020 or 2021. Going to Hell, also old. Fuck the Clout. The only songs that are relatively new on his popular page. Yo, I gotta meet. Yo, somebody's lying. No. Or maybe it's counting SoundCloud. That's what it is. It's gotta be. Because these numbers are not adding up, bro. Yeah, so much of it looks cap. All right, so we just gotta like throw these numbers out the window because it doesn't look real. Regardless though, I'd say Jace for sure. If we're not even looking at these numbers, Jace is up there. I think Jace is above Autumn. Summer's got to be up there too because he just dropped a project and I feel like it's been doing super well. He got a fat deal with 10K Projects. Why? Because the numbers are there backing it up organically. Like he been doing it independently for the longest. Ken Carson's probably up there too. Destroy Lonely's probably up there too. I can see Homicide Gang at like few million, not a few, like in the tens of millions. Lancey Foe, I could see him doing that shit too. Lucky, yeah, Lucky's probably up there as well. He got some big songs, especially as of recently when he got the distro deal or like the more intense deal that he's had. Although I feel like actually Destroy Lonely is doing bigger numbers than Lucky because look, his most popular songs aren't even close to like No Stylist. Actually, No Stylist for the better, but that's an older song. Yeah, 2019. So nah, Lucky's not blowing anybody out the water. Pause. On this underground list. Lucky ain't underground anymore. I mean, if you consider Lucky underground, I mean not underground, and he's doing less numbers than the people that we saw, because no matter what you make the metric or gauge it or how you gauge it, none like Destroy Lonely and Autumn, like they all have kind of mainstream songs if they have TikTok viral songs, because a viral song simply goes out to like the normies. Like a lot of people know about them. It's not just the underground anymore. So the people I would consider underground here would be like, you know, Highway. Dom Corleo's still kind of underground, although he's pushing the boundaries right now. Slum Sixes is probably underground. SGP West is definitely. Rich and Mary, he's pushing the boundaries a little bit. But then once you get into like Lancey Foe area, that's kind of he's kind of doing it at a bigger level. Although I'd say he's still somewhat underground. Lucky is a song with Future. He is not underground. Well, that doesn't even make sense. Just because you have a song, I know. I've been at the studios where somebody had a Future song that I had never heard in my life, and that they're still underground. If you personally are not known by a lot of people, or the song just doesn't have the numbers, you could have a song with fucking Drake, but if he didn't promote it or nobody knows about it, it's still underground. I'm sorry. Now you can claim that he's not indie or like, how did he pay for that feature? Sure, industry plant, but you can still be underground if you have a Future feature. You know what I mean? I'm gonna say Lucky's in Purgatory. Yeah, I say he is not like mainstream. He's still medium, still medium rare. He's cooking up a little bit. He'll get some bigger features. You said he got a Future feature. Where though? Was that on the latest project? Did I miss that? Or are you talking about like in the future? Although I saw that Summers is trying to get a Future feature too. And he had a Lucky feature. And if he gets the Yee feature. And if he gets the NBA Youngboy feature. I think Summers has one of the highest potential to go mainstream. And that's why they gave him that big check where he bought his Maybach and whatnot. And yeah, Future's doing good. Bought a $7 million crib. He's my neighbor. He was just trying to get closer to me. it's all good. Like, you know, he just wants to be able to go get some brunch and have mimosas with me every so often. It's just a business ordeal. Like, we get to expense our meals. It's all good. You know, my people talk to his people. It just feels right.